Okay. Before we get started this morning, kind of want to go over Friday's report of the COVID from the Barren River area. Logan County, as of Friday afternoon, we had 465 cases altogether. We've had 26 deaths and 350 recovered. And we had, 89 positive cases walking around the county on Friday afternoon. The total of the 8-county Barren River Health Department district, there were 5,504 total cases, 103 deaths, and 4,139 people have recovered, with a number of 1,262 in Barren River district that was active cases on Friday afternoon. Okay, since then, Saturday, 790 new cases across the state of Kentucky were reported. Sunday, there were 313 new cases. Monday, there was 291 new cases for a total of 1,394 new cases since Friday afternoon in the state. Of those cases, 193 were 18-year-old and younger people. So we need to keep that in mind this morning before we pray. Meade County, Judge Jerry Lynn, we need to remember his family this morning. The county judge in Meade County passed away Sunday, so we need to remember that family. And I think he's been dealing with the illness for a month or so. So let's remember those and remember the other people in our county that's hurting. Okay, we're back on. Okay, with all that being said, Nathan, would you like to do our prayer this morning?
Sure. Let's pray. Our Father God, it's good to be here today, and we are blessed for a new day that you have made. And we ask, as we come to consider the business of the county, that each one have wisdom and understanding that come from you about all the decisions that need to be made. We do agree for those that are hurting today with the COVID-19, and I know what it's like, Lord. It's not good, but we know, dear God, you have good plans for us, dear God, for a hope in the future. We pray that for those that are ill. We pray that, dear God, for families that are mourning the loss in Meade County. We also, dear God, pray for all others that are mourning today, that they will be comforted. We ask that you minister in these elections coming up, or we believe for good, dear God, even as many would say for bad, we believe for good this day. We ask, dear God, that you have your way in all things in our lives, and we ask this in the name of the Savior, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Okay, let's call the meeting over with pledging the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on the agenda this morning, since it's already part of the business, I'm going to move the treasurer's report up right after we approve the minutes. Because today's payroll day downstairs. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and deal with the minutes. We need to approve the minutes from the last court meeting.
Make a motion we approve the August 25th minutes as presented.
Okay, second. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Robert Earl. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport.
Yes.
Crosley. Yes. Wright.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Kyle.
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, Amanda.
Morning.
In your folders, you should have a copy of the financial statement ending August the 31st of 2020. Balance in the general fund was $326,292.21. Road fund, $1,387,800.76. Jail fund, $56,526. total of all funds, $13,165,941.50.
Okay, we need to get that acknowledged.
Move.
Motion to acknowledge financial statement.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any questions? Okay, if not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Chick,
Yes.
Today, we need to transfer $75,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the jail fund.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second on cash transfer. Any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper, Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden. I'm sorry, Chick,
Yes.
And we need to transfer $25,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the 911 fund.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
And that's all I have for you today.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you. Okay, next item of business is to pay the bills. You should have a vendor's list in your folder.
Make a motion to approve the bill.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Who's second?
Just pick one, me or Jack.
Jack.
Pretty close to the same time.
Okay, questions?
The insurance, I was gonna ask Amanda when she's doing that for our insurance thing, is it into the bill list where we pay out insurance stuff or,
Yeah.
okay.
For like the health insurance,
Yeah, it's on the health insurance.
we have actually not paid a bill on those funds just yet. We're still, they notified me the other day that they had like 37 different claims that they were running and had gotten repriced and were running through the, audit phase.
Okay.
And that I should start seeing some of those on, this week or next week. Typically, they probably won't show up on the bill list. But
Okay.
they will show up on the appropriation condition report as to how much we're paying out. And you will see it on that financial statement because that balance will start going down.
That's what I was wondering, because it had like 5,800 or something outstanding checks here, so I was wondering, I knew we wouldn't be itemized out who it is or nothing, but I just, sort of a total was all I was asking.
Those we're allowed to do as approved for 16 because they want that payment. I think I have to make that payment on a Friday after I get the invoice.
Okay,
So, but you all will see how much is coming out of that via the appropriation condition and that financial statement.
okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Barry,
you.
when I answered yes on that, I thought you was talking about the stuff like a workers' comp, the
no.
liability, and
He's talking about the new.
building insurance.
No, I was on the health there, but I'm good. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. No other questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper, Kyle, Chick.
Yes. Okay, road work request, Tyler.
District 1, continue maintenance. Appreciate everything, Paul.
District 2,
He's right there.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him either.
If you could cut back the limbs on the side, Joel Armstrong. That's it, South Dakota. And 591 east of Darrell. I've got one other thing, Paul. the campground road, with the water crosses, and we discussed that before. Could we get an engineering study on that?
I put in for Lex Bridge on that one.
Huh?
I put in for the Lex Bridge on that, next month. And
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the state, because they have to look at it, the engineer has to look at it.
The engineer's gonna look at it and have that?
So, yeah, they always have to prove engineering state, so they'll be looking at it.
That'd be a good thing. I'll talk to you later about it, but I've got a reason for asking that.
Okay.
All right, everything else is good? Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
District 3 on 309 Lick Skillet Road there, you know that tile we was talking about on Johnny Long?
Yeah.
The water's running under it. I went out there and looked at it the other day. The water, we put some riffraff around it, and but the water's running underneath his tile instead of going through his tile. It's sort of washing out around it, so we just need to check that sometime. I told him I'd get with you on it. All other roads, just continue maintenance. I appreciate the work. But I don't know what to do. The tile runs under the guardrail. It's a long tile, like probably a 30-foot tile for his driveway, and it goes under the guardrail right there at Lick Skillet Bridge. But the water is cutting beside the tile. I reckon when we have these big rains. So it just looks,
What's wrong?
I know, I don't know what we can do, but we'll look at it and say, thank you.
District 4, all roads continue maintenance. Everything's good.
District 5, everything's good. And somebody just told me this morning, on the Earl Scott Road, said it was 45-mile speed sign, what good it does. But anyway, somebody run over the pier and said it's laying down. It's not come over. I don't know if I didn't have time to go out there and look. I don't know if it broke off and it's 5 inches of it still stuck up, waiting for you to run over and get a tar or a mower or what. They just told me about it this morning. Earl Scott Road.
Okay. Y'all have heard the road work request. Is there any questions?
And I've got one call. I forgot, on 1099, on more on. I was gonna look at that tile.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a call when you can go out there, we can meet, give me a call when we meet out there, okay?
Okay.
Appreciate it, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we'll have a motion on the road work request.
So move.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Now, is there any questions? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, elected officials, Mary.
Good morning.
I passed out some bids. I don't know if everybody's had a chance to look at them. It's on a pot. There's 3. One of them is for contract.
Well, man, I can't hear, did I read you lyrics? Okay. I can't hear.
One of them is for Comcare. It's for $7,000. The other one is from Pot Warehouse. It does not have a mattress, but the bid for the mattress is on there. It is $219 plus the, whatever it is, I can't see it, $8,009. And then I have a brand new one, if y'all are so inclined. I do have $10,000 in my budget for this.
That refurbished one, is there a warranty or? I didn't see.
You've got what I've got on it. I don't know. It's got warehouse guarantee. If you want to read that.
That's usually one like the ambulance service purchase too. Jason.
Okay.
And we did put $10,000 in the budget because I heard a lot of talk about the cot.
You get a good back workout. For sure.
Cotton Warehouse was refurbished as well, right?
Refurbished,
Yeah,
yes.
okay,
The
does-
one from Comcare is just a used cot.
Yeah, it's, said it was refurbished in 2018, I think, or,
Yeah, how many times has it been used?
It's not supposed to have been used since then, but I
they,
don't know, I can't say.
They told me they were gonna give you a quote on one, and they said it was a good cart, a
Yeah,
cot
that's
phone.
what this one is. This is the one from Comcare,
Yeah,
from Holder. It does have the mattress and stuff. The one from Cot Warehouse, this one does not have a mattress, but the mattress is $219.
So what would your preference be? Familiar with both of them, and both of them?
They're pretty much the same cot, yeah. Did you not get one of these, Roger? You can look at mine as long as I get it back. This is the new one. This is the rebuild one.
Value from Comcare is there, are they? Well, this other one says 2 batteries and a charger. I'm sure you're getting a charger with this one, but with 2 batteries with the first one? This one here doesn't say anything about it. This one right here says, somewhere it says with 2 batteries and a
That's the
charger.
mattress. That's just the mattress.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 2 batteries and a charger.
This one includes mattress, storage battery, wheel locks, everything.
All right, which one you want?
Either, I mean, I don't have it either.
Just so we can look at all of them individually. So the Comcare is $7,000 for the frame, mattress and everything, right?
Everything.
And then this Cot Warehouse, that's just for a mattress, I guess, for one of these that don't come with one.
That's the bid, yeah, the
So-
8,000, right.
The Cot Warehouse,
That plus the 219 for the mattress.
the 8950 is just for the frame, right? And then you add the 200.
Battery and chargers and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
And then you add the 219 for the mattress.
Cotton Warehouse is 2 years newer, or refurbished 2 years newer with a brand new mattress. And 1 extra battery looks like. So it's 169.
And then brand new is 13,972 from Stryker, right? And that's with the mattress, 13,972?
That's ready to go.
Ready to go. The one you have now, is that something we got refurbished, or is that something that you got new a long
I
time
have a
ago?
manual cot, a one-man cot.
Oh.
It's not.
It's nothing like this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is it, Scott? No, it has no gadgets with it.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I'd like to see you get more life out of whatever you get. You know, I'd hate to get something that's, I know it's refurbished, but if it would last a long time and be an upgrade from what you're using today, I think it'd be okay. But,
Like I said, I'm fine with either one, the one from Comcare or Cot Warehouse, either one. Or the new one. I have money for the new one, but I'm fine with the new one.
See, Comcare says this one's just been refurbished and setting, right? So-
yeah, I think that's what that means, Barry.
Yeah, okay.
Surely that, you know, I don't think it'd be refurbished and then used more after refurbished, but wish it was noted on here that way, but.
Well, since I'm just gonna talk out loud, y'all will do whatever you want to, but we already worked with Comcare, and I think they'll be fair about it. I think if you're okay with that one, I'm okay with that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever everybody else wants, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Especially since this is an upgrade from what she's had, and this, ComCare don't usually do us wrong, so.
Okay, do we have a motion either one?
I'll make a motion for us to purchase the bid from ComCare for a used Stryker model 6506, stretcher included, mattress, battery refurbished in 2018 for $7,000. So that's come out of her budget. You don't need me to say how it's going to be paid for, do you?
There's enough in our budget to take care of it.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion and second to accept a quote from ComCare on a new cot or a refurbished cot for $7,000. Any questions? Okay, but no questions, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Mary, you need this one, or? Okay.
Be sure they give you training on how to operate that thing. I guess you know how, though, since you're in the business you're in full time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on then to the sheriff fee report.
Make a motion to approve Sheriff's August 2020 fee report.
Okay, got a motion second on the fee report. Is there any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Chick,
Yes.
I'd like to go ahead and be able to start the bid process on some new vehicles. Try to get ahead of the curve.
Good deal.
So, just,
I was asking the judge this morning, can we not, we know we're gonna have at least one new car every year, can we not put a standing bid in, just every year they know we're gonna get X number of
now they
vehicles?
want you to, they want you to start over each time. That's the way I understand it.
Okay,
Now they know, once you start doing business with them, they'll be like, hey, we know it's getting close to bid time, they'll reach out to you then because we have to do that.
okay.
So it'll just be an easier process.
So if you just want to advertise bids for one,
Yeah, I'm gonna advertise for two.
advertise for two, do we need to be specific on that,
Well, the way I understand it is we just advertise police utility vehicle. We don't do make, model, or anything like that. I think we create a little spec list to make sure that, the engine and some of that, but other than that, it's just kind of a blank, police utility vehicle type.
So Ford will send you, or Chevrolet will send you, or
Right.
whoever will send you what they.
It allows everybody, well, they understood, the auditor said that when we say Dodge, technically, all we're supposed to get is Dodge.
Okay,
So that way, if we just say police utility vehicles, then anybody can put a bid in. Dodge, Chevy, Ford, whoever.
so you're going utility, so it won't be the car then?
We talking about
Not that term.
Yes.
Okay.
we just talking about one. So
Two. I have enough money in the budget to do two.
Okay, because do you bid them? I mean, you trade two in or you sell two? or what?
No, we keep, hopefully we'll have a sale this fall and then we'll be able to sell some of the older stuff. And then that would kind of go back into the general fund, but that's generally how it works. And we've got some that we've got about 6 or 7 that we need to sell. Some run, some don't.
yeah, I guess,
All right.
I make a motion to approve the advertisement of two police utility vehicles and allowed the sheriff to start accepting bids for that, or they send them here, or they want them to come to
Either way, I was just gonna have him send them to us.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can,
you? Yeah, just to advertise bids for 2 police utility vehicles, start the advertisement for those.
Second.
Okay, those bids have to be opened up, the public opening anyhow, either up
Yes,
here
yeah.
or at a public opening somewhere.
Yeah.
We usually do them in court anyhow.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a motion, we had a second, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I second.
If there's no questions, we'll have roll call.
Davenport.
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Kyle.
Yes.
Golden.
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
What's the lowest miles on the window stuff?
on which one?
The lowest miles are
Yeah, I went down there once.
I would be surprised if it's anything under 150. Now some, the engines busted or there was so much, they were wrecked, they might be a little bit lower, but honestly, I would be surprised if anything that's drivable is probably 150 or higher. I think some of the Crown Vics that we got that are drivable and we use when we need them for just a quick spare is pushing 200. But they're honestly, I mean, they're still decent cars for somebody to just buy. You know, for us to ride up down the road and travel and stuff, they've met their limits. That's all I got for now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Scotty.
Just got the fee report for right now, getting all the fee for August.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second to acknowledge the fee report from the clerk's office. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport.
Yes.
Crossley. Wright.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Kyle. Golden.
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
I've got something a little later on, one thing not on the agenda. So notified by the state board on our postage, like we did in the primary, we paid for the postage. What they're wanting all the counties to do is we'll pay for it and then they'll reimburse us on the number of ballots that's sent out. They'll let the court know that, but you might see that come through on the fee report or something under the postage a little higher, but that's what that'll be. It'll be an in and out type situation. I'll be back there. Thank you.
Okay, department head, gender.
Morning. I just wanted to kind of pass on a little bit of good information before I get to the other stuff. They're coming in Sunday morning. I've got to meet them. They're bringing in our training equipment, and we will start our management training on Monday, next Monday with the CAD system. We are going live with it October the 5th. So finally, we have a date, but we've got to do all of our training first. They've gotten everything built, and of course, they'll bring it down and switch it out. So we're looking at less than a month going live with that.
Awesome.
The other thing I've got is we had lightning strike the Lewisburg site again. It burnt the microwave again, so I've had to replace the microwave. I haven't got a bill or anything from that yet, but it was an emergency situation that had to be replaced. We need to start thinking about the bid process of we're going to have to move that site because this is twice within the last year that it's been struck by lightning. So we're going to have to look at the bid process of moving the site. You
It's
know,
on the water tower?
It's on the water tower. And we're not having the issues with the Russellville site, knock on wood, and the Auburn site, but neither one of those are on the water tower. They're both on, cellular tires and things like that. So we've really got to start thinking about it, or it's every time it storms, it goes out. I mean, every single time it storms, we have issues with it. So I wanted to get the court's permission to go ahead and start putting some fillers out there and possibly going ahead and bidding it to see what the cost would be to remove the site. And we did put some money in the budget for moving the site.
Where's the option to move
They had looked at a tower out 106, you know, the one right out there, and they had looked at one around Logan Aluminum. So, you know, of course, we're looking at putting on an existing site rather than building our own, which is quite a bit cheaper.
Is that an AT&T tower?
Yes.
106.
That's a lot higher elevation.
It's a real high elevation right there.
Now, I know I did go out there one time and look at it with Mobilecom when they were down here, but. you know,
What, who owns that?
AT&T.
AT&T?
So have we ever talked to them about?
There has been some talk before, you know, with them about when we were working with the Jacob board. Or was it Mobilecom we talked to?
Last year, we were trying to figure out needs and wants to make the system better. And that was one of the things was moving the north tower and looking at a south tower. But we're continuing having so many issues with the north tower, and it's just a better location. I think the elevation's better, and the way I understand it was it really probably should have been put at the water tower, but it's, you know,
But it's there and that's what we got now.
we're moving forward to try to find to get it better. So, like I said, it's just something all the time.
Have the people that work on our stuff, I mean, is that their recommendation?
VEI is also recommended
Yeah, both
that.
Motorola and VEI recommended that we move to one of those cellular towers in one of those locations. I think the one at Epley Station had a better elevation rate.
Yeah.
Epley Station's higher.
Yeah, that's what they noticed, which I was a little surprised with that.
Yeah, there used to be a sign on there that said the second highest one.
Yeah, I've heard people say that, and so.
Have we ever had a site survey done or any kind of survey done in that area to see where the best, I mean, if we're going to actually do it, I think we need
I know
to.
Motorola was working on one and had a coverage map and everything done for that. Now, I know when the site went out Friday, I had service until about Logan Aluminum. You got to about gate 3, and that's when you just lost it completely. And you don't know that you don't have service. It'll let you key up. Because I went out myself and just tested it, you know. I would key up and it would, you know, give me the beep like I was talking, but nobody could hear me. And I mean, it was a big issue. We had to take the Lewisburg site down and have it all rely on the Russell site, which that was what we were in before without the coverage. But they were able to get everything back up Friday, working right. But this seemed to be in every.
Basically, what you're saying, this will be a new site.
Yes.
Because we can't shut that one down in Lewisburg while they're doing it.
No, it'll have to be, basically, if we're gonna move it, I mean, they can do some, I mean, I would have to have Troy come in and explain exactly what they would do, because, you know, I know enough about the radios to be dangerous, so I would be more comfortable with him explaining that, but I know they can rely more on the Russell Tower and all that equipment. I mean, we just put a new microwave, so some of the equipment might be able to be used, but I don't know how much of it.
We had to have a building there too.
Yes, we'd have to put a building in.
I found I guess a third type vendor out of Clarksville, and I spoke with him. He was just getting ready to go on vacation. He's going to email me a date and some questions, and he's going to come up and do an evaluation. He's going to look at the tower sites, dispatch, and kind of, we'll have a third.
Somebody who's not connected.
Yeah. So we hope that we'll get more answers or more of the.
But it's something we do need to put in the back of our heads about going ahead and doing something.
Yeah, no, I mean, we can't afford any downtime, obviously, and if that's the site's the problem. But I think whatever we do, we need to have a coverage study done or a coverage map, you know, not still throwing darts, you know.
No. Motorola and Kenwood came last year, and when we were looking at everything, and they both did one.
Is that part of Kenwood's incomplete study they did, or? Is that,
No, this is a different.
This is different.
Oh, okay. I got it.
This was with VEI.
VEI
Gotcha.
actually came in, and we talked about a lot of things and all that. So they both recommended, both Motorola and VEI Kenwood said, hey, the north tower's got to be worked and redone and moved. And they also looked at the coverage. If we had a south tower, 6 towers, is that gonna help Lake Malone? And they said, no, not really. It's,
Well, that was my thought sitting right here. He's talking about the one by Logan, or the Lake Malone area would be
well, that's
closer.
why I was like, I wanted on a 6, the numbers, which, I mean, just a small percentage of difference. Of course, if you pull back that way, then you lose a little Morgantown Road, Chandler's, Anderson Store to that, because that tower also
Services.
covers that area. So there wasn't much difference other than they felt like because every station was higher than they should it was peak. So, but yes, we've had that, and they'll do it again. We'll make sure we do it.
We don't
This
want-
guy that's coming up, whenever he comes in the next couple of weeks, he's gonna do a couple of stuff too. So then we'll have 3.
Three to look at and
Yeah.
see if they're all saying the same thing, that will put us in
And
order.
he seemed very knowledgeable, very on top of his game. He actually is going to bring in Kenwood, the guy that works on Kenwood next edges. And so I think we'll get a lot of good feedback.
We don't want to just go and put something up if it's not going to help. We want to make sure what we're doing is going to benefit us the most. We want to make sure we're doing our homework first.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think a lot of times things were, it was just said, hey, let's do this, and we need to make sure we're doing all the research and everything we need to do to make sure it's going to benefit the county the best. Because I know when the Lewisburg site was out, there's no forewarning of it. Of course, Troy can actually, from BEI, can look in the system on a computer and tell when something's failed. We can't there dispatch or anything like that. But of course, we're not paying him to monitor it all the time, so he's not looking at that all the time. But I would like to have it sometime where there's a warning that, hey, something's
Be
going
nice to be a warning light.
something's going wrong. And rather than, the unit just said, hey, I've been hollering, y'all can't hear me. So, then we, narrow process of elimination, we knew that's usually where we first all go is the Lewisburg site, because that's where we seem to have most of our.
I know we had talked a few months back about, putting it out for bid for maintaining or maintenance of our equipment. I don't know if
I
that
checked with the counties around us, see if they had anything like that, Tyler. And, well, basically I checked with the people I know it's on Kenwood. You know what I'm talking about, with Hopkinsville, Christian County, and with Todd County. And, they don't. They just got basically the same 2 people that work with us. They got Mobilecon and then VEI.
Yeah, I do check the sites.
they might be
I
having
do
the same,
check the
they might be
sites.
having the same conversations we're having all the time too. I don't know.
I do a check on the sites myself, but I'll go up and I check the generators, make sure everything, but it's kind of like the thing I could leave and then it happens right after I leave. So, I tried to actually get out right underneath the tower in Lewisburg, right there at the fire department, and couldn't get out the other day. And it doesn't like I said, now some of the radios were telling network failed, but mine wasn't telling me that. It was letting me key up. It just wasn't getting out at all. But I think we do need to start really, I think we're gonna, when this guy gives the report, and we'll have the 3 reports to look at. And I think after that, we really need to start making some decisions. But I just want to put it out there so y'all know that we're having some issues.
Yeah,
We're up and running now, and everything's good right now, so keeping my fingers crossed.
Well,
No storms to the weekend, huh?
Let's,
Barry run across this other guy, and I talked to him, and Steve's talked to him. And he's willing to come up here and look one day just for free. You know what I'm talking about, that one day. And then kind of make a recommendation to us. And he does a lot of radio work, different areas.
yes, sir.
I've been having trouble with this for years.
We've been having trouble with this basically since we put the system in. Do what now?
Is there anybody that can fix it and keep it fixed?
That's what we're hoping. When we get the report, we can see what this 3rd vendor can tell us it's not connected. The problem that we've been running into is when you have more than one vendor working on it, it's always somebody else's fault. They do something, it's always their fault. But we've had issues since the systems went in, and
We've had issues for hell.
as long as, I mean, we put this system in 2010. And I mean, now we did the sites, the Auburn site is really good. Of course, we looked into that. It's at Logan Telephone and it's in a secure building and everything like that. And of course, there's somebody monitoring their stuff. So if they have trouble with their stuff, you know, they'll call us and we know. But as far as the Lewisburg site has been a thorn in my side for several years now. And I think that my honest opinion is before we start doing anything, we need to make sure we're doing the right thing. I don't want to go out, you know, because I feel like that we need to do our homework. And I think by getting this other report and comparing the 3 reports we've got as far as coverage, that's going to really help us out and we'll know which way to go.
Well, I've made this statement several times, and I'll stand on, you know, until somebody, this is not a critical statement, this is just a statement of fact. Until somebody owns the responsibility of the radio system, it's always going to be struggle. You as the director of your department, I understand you're not a radio guru. The sheriff is not a radio guru. BEI does this portion, Kimberly does this portion, and that's fine. You need all those hands putting input. But until one person owns it, you're always going to have this situation, and we're going to sit here, and I'm not going to vote to throw money.
Right.
You can forget it.
Well, I agree with you on that.
We can even get a report, much less, like Tyler said, we've agreed a long time ago to hire somebody to come and do periodic maintenance. Just a third-party person, come, do an evaluation, check, test the equipment. We've still yet to do this.
Well, we have found somebody now that's a third party.
I understand, but that's been a long time ago. And until that is the responsibility, and if the board can answer, is that the sheriff's responsibility?
It's never really been assigned to one person.
Is it Ginger's responsibility? Is it Tyler's responsibility? Is it the judge's responsibility? Just tell me whose responsibility it is, and I'll get aggravated at somebody. I'm not aggravated at anybody, but I am not going to vote to spend money on the system until we've done what we said we would do, which is to get somebody in there that would do an evaluation, and then would be responsible for it. I mean, you're going to have to hire some. We have nobody on payroll, that has the ability to work and test that. Now, if it was BEI's contract to run periodic maintenance on it and give a report of how it's functioning, then we could go to BEI and complain to them. But we can't because we've never issued that contract. If we could go to Kenwood and hire Kenwood and say, you come in once a quarter and test all the equipment, write a report, turn it into the judge's office, then we could go to Kenwood and complain. We have nobody complaining to. I'm not spending one red nickel on that system until, because like Ginger said, we've been complaining about that system since 2010. We spent $750,000 on the front end for that system, and it's never been fine-tuned. I'm convinced that it's still good equipment. It's 10 years old, and we've replaced some broken parts, and we've updated it. We keep things, fixed when they're broke. But Tyler can speak to this a whole lot better than I, but I know enough about it. Firmware has to be updated, computers have to be updated. This piece needs to be talking to this piece, and if you updated something on this, it's not talking to that. And it can be as simple as, a few $1,000 fixed before we spend $100,000. I ain't spending the down on
Well, do we need to, how do we, determine who is the responsible party? I mean, if it needs to be
I think it needs to be determined by this court today, who we're going to go to give a report on the radio system, who we can go to and say, hey, why isn't this done? How come we hadn't hired this person to do this quarterly inspection? I mean, how long ago was that, Tyler, when you agreed to do that?
It's been a few months, several months ago.
I know Troy did check everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
When
sir.
they pick one, just take the other. I
Right now?
just pick one of those.
Just pick one?
Just-
Hey, sir.
Just
Who is, do you know who the guy, Jason Parker, what his name is in the winter?
Derek Wilson,
Derek Wilson.
Is he from Greer?
Adams.
Adams. Well, they would want us to, as far as.
No, we can't just pick somebody today.
What was the question?
I agree, we can't pick somebody to hire, but we can pick somebody who's gonna be the responsible party to get that bus moved. Already, whether it was 3 months ago, 4 months, or 6 months ago, nothing's been done on that suggestion that we said that we agreed to get that done. You know, not one step has been.
Well, if I remember, Thomas, if I remember right, y'all said something about an independent person looking at it.
I don't care who it is.
And that's what,
I would hate for Kenwood to come in and do it, I really would.
well,
I don't, seems like VDI, I guess I would call them independent, but maybe not.
No,
I don't know.
Kenwood.
But the thing is, once you have a contract with somebody, then you can hold them accountable. But like Ginger said, every time there's a problem, VDI's bringing on Kenwood, and Kenwood comes in and says, no, it's
Monroe's
VDI.
fault, and it
Or
just-
over, whoever. You need somebody who's responsible for the entire system. And we don't have anybody on payroll that has those qualifications. These are not radio communication builders. You know what I'm saying? This is the sheriff and the head of the 911 center. I mean, that's not what they're trying to do.
okay. Joe, I guess we
Fair to
can,
them to make them responsible and they complain, and the next thing we know, they're bidding on a $100,000, you know, TV or radio.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should go ahead and just follow through and complete what we talked about doing a few months ago, which is the maintenance contract, whether, and I would think we could do it for a year at a time, but we need to determine on how often they come to
Is that something we
maintenance.
would have to put out for bid? I'm just,
What's the price on it?
I mean, we don't have a price on, I mean, I'd have to get, I guess, quotes and go from there to see how much they would charge to do quarterly inspections or whatever we decide on.
So if this one guy's coming, why don't y'all let this one guy come?
And then we go from there?
You know what we're maybe looking for, and you can sit down and explain to him, hey, would you be interested in quoting? Does this system need to be, you know, I said it forward, but Jason is saying that's not enough. Maybe it needs to be money, somebody needs to come in and money.
I think we might need to start out with, I mean, now monthly, I go and check, you know, the generators and all that stuff, but that's all, like I said, I know enough about them just to be dangerous. I mean, I know how to use them, I know how to repair certain little things that I've learned over the years. But as far as, I wouldn't know how to go in and do some type of report to see what's going on with it. Now,
Honestly, that's what I was gonna do. We were kind of in that looking for an independent guy type thing, that's why we kind of hadn't got into the contract thing. But now this guy seems like he knows what he is doing and has the capability of doing, so what I was gonna like to do is, hey, we want you to give us a projection, BEI give us one, and Mobilecom give us one, on a service agreement that basically, I feel like they would do monthly checks, and I know BEI has the capability of logging in and a system that will monitor it off-site, so like if the frequency drops, he'll know it probably before we'll know it, and then they can work it out. And I'm gonna ask the other vendors, you know, do you have that capability? But I think they should be checking on the flood again on their recommendation on what they feel like how it should be monitored. So then we'll just kind of bring that back to forward and say, hey, this is what
Also, we could ask if, you know, if they have a way of putting in like a monitoring server or something, to, like you said, you would like to have just a TV or something on the wall that says, list all your sites, and it's got green is good, and when it's red, you know that somebody needs to be responding to it.
I wish it would have some type of, and this might be something that we can talk, you know, about as some type of warning that something is going.
Right.
Like, you know, I mean, you know, of course, if I go up there and it's beeping, I know battery backup's fixing to go out or something like that. I can do that kind of thing. but as far as, really doing a lot of repairs on it, I can't do
Right.
that. I mean, what little bit I can do in the radio room is what they've taught me. They've taught me certain things to check, and I've learned that part. But, as far as this, when this happened, we had no warning, we had no knowledge of it. And to be honest, it could have been down all night and we wouldn't have known it until the unit tried to key up that morning.
Yeah.
From Redville Road and said, hey, it's a network error.
Hey, and I think that's why we need to be, in the future, we need to try to be more proactive, because things like checking every month or something like that could maybe prevent something that may have been flaking out a little bit or something, or, because the last thing we
And
want. Yeah.
I'll ask the vendors when they're here, hey,
Yeah.
is there any way we can get a forewarning?
Yeah.
Just different things like that. And as far as, with it, I mean, I don't mind to take the responsibility of it, have the sheriff to back me up. I don't mind at all. But I just know we've got so much that we need to get done.
Yeah.
Right now, it's kind of like, at one point in time, it was, the sheriff's baby, and then it was mine, and then it was, it's been back and forth.
Right.
And it needs to stay.
And
in
it shouldn't be that
place.
way. It shouldn't be that way. Because the last thing we want is for an emergency to happen and a site be down.
Yes.
Because that, and you talking about some serious repercussions, so.
But I did just want to make that aware.
Other counties similarly situated with us deal with this problem, because this feels like something the entire time I've been here, we're always kind of searching for best
Well, I know
practices.
that Todd County and Christian County are also using BEI, and they're kind of in the same boat we're in. I haven't talked to them to know if they have any,
So a break-fix model.
but, I know Christian County at one time did have an IT person on site that was actually employed by the county that, was able to check those things.
We got an IT person.
Yeah, Todd, help me out.
Right.
But you're like me, you know certain things, that,
picking at you.
to know the ins and outs of this system.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not a radio professional from the by
I
no
mean, there was
means.
a lot of things that when we put it in, that never actually went through that they had said was supposed to go through. So, but there were so many things that were discussed, but I don't think they were ever put in paper. I kind of was, when we put the system in, I mean, I was green and new at this job, and I didn't know where exactly my place was, and now I'm trying to make sure everything's where it needs to be.
Yeah, and it's not fair to you really either, because you're trying to figure all this radio stuff out and always having to discuss it with these people. I mean, it shouldn't be.
And I mean,
That
that's
shouldn't-
the only
you
thing
shouldn't
I
have
had to
that
worry about,
stress,
but there's so much other things, with other equipment I have. But I mean, I don't have, I mean, just like I took it upon myself to start checking generators and things like that, things that I can check. That way I know that they're done, and I do have somebody who maintains my generators now. But, that's just one small part of the,
Well, in our area, our radio system's not working as good as they used to.
no.
I mean, and it's just in the last 2 years. Our cell phones is not working as good as they used to. I think they're putting so much stuff in the air that it's messing with it. All of the 5G towers and stuff, there's so much going on. I think that it's messing with our communication.
And I've said all
Well,
the
that-
something's just not talking to each other, but I couldn't get anybody to explain to me why. Because I thought all day long, there's got to be some way that, Auburn needs to be talking to Russellville, Russellville needs to be talking to Lewisburg. There's got to be all these different ways, and I've asked several times, hey, is it just positioning or what's going on? But, I haven't got a
Our farm
solid
radios
answer
have
as to-
really lost reception in the last year.
Okay, basically, I think what I'm hearing, we'll let this guy look, we'll go ahead and put out for bids, maintenance contract, and let them explain what they're gonna do, in that maintenance contract.
Well, I think we need to have kind of an idea as far as a maintenance contract, what we all we want to be covered. I think we don't need to leave it up to them. I think we need to, and there's probably gonna be things that we're not gonna know that they need to check, but I know there's certain things that we wanna make sure.
Yeah, I
don't wanna
mean,
I don't wanna leave it in somebody else's hands completely, because I think that's what we've done in the past, and I think it's why we're in the position we're in right now.
If you do it that way too, I think even when we bid the system, because none of us really knew how to bid it, we got input from them, and the bid was basically only a quote
that they could
they
provide.
could provide.
Yeah.
And I think it is going to be good to get a third party, somebody who's not connected to it, to somebody who's not going to, I guess, benefit from it just yet, to see what we can find out. Because it's really easy before, it's always been, you know, do this, do this. The only thing we have gotten solid and concrete is that the Lewisburg site is in a bad spot. That's the only consistent we've got through this whole thing about the Lewisburg site, is it's not where it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, as far as what I would think some of it would be first, how often are they doing a check on the system? It's either going to be monthly or quarterly. And then there also needs to be something in the contract that says response time. If we are down, that they have so many hours or an hour or whatever to
Well,
get
I got
to
to
it.
admit, you know, if I call VEI, he's Johnny on the spot. I mean, he is,
Right.
he's right there. I mean,
Right.
you know, there's been several times like, and I mean, I used to, when we used MobileCom, if it was the Auburn site, I would meet him there because I had the keys. That would save some of the response time. But as far as, you know, I just think you got too many hands on it. I think that's part of the problem.
And I think if we had some sort of monitoring server or monitoring service that you could keep check on or something, the quarterly would be definitely, I think, would be sufficient enough to have the checks every quarterly.
But see, right now, I mean, if it's a problem in dispatch, of course, I hear an alarm in dispatch, but I've got 3 sites that I don't get an alarm in dispatch for. You know, all my other equipment is all right there. You know, as far as the CAD, the comm log, all that stuff's right there with the, if I get an error on any of it. As far as, you know, if we have problems with one of the radios in dispatch, you know, that's different, but right now, the only way I can monitor is to physically go there. So we've got to figure out something, but just to make sure that I'm on the same page as y'all, we'll have the third-party person come in and do his report, and then I'll start working on a maintenance agreement. Is that to figure out what we want? And then after we get this report, we go from there?
I mean, that,
Somebody's going to have to determine what the contract's going to say.
Yeah.
So
can we just get a recommendation from the Jacob Board of what they would think the maintenance contract need to say and then bring it to court, and then if we,
they have to hand over the guy who's coming.
yeah.
And between them and VEI, just everybody, saying, hey, this is what needs to be checked and tested and how, and, you know, this needs to be done weekly by our own staff, and this needs to be done monthly by this contract, and, you know, when the report will be issued on this day to whom, you know, put that all on the contract too.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay, what I was gonna ask you a while ago, Joe, when I was serving, if this could be a professional service, considered a professional service, or does it have to be put out actually for bid? But it sounds like the court's willing to wait and put it out for bid.
Well, or quote, honestly, I would, if it's so complicated for us to understand, I think we probably could argue it's professional service, but I also think putting out quotes and bids are a good thing anyway, because we need to know what all of our options for vendors are out there. So that's the way I would think of it.
Okay.
Then two, who contacts AT&T to say, hey, will you rent me a spot? Who does
The vendor
that?
does when they're,
The vendor does
The vendor
that?
does when they're looking at, you know, it will be one of those things where if we decide we want to put it there, they will have to already have an agreement. And I know MobileCom already has an agreement with them, and I know VEI had contacted them as well.
Okay, so they're the one, it's not the county,
It's not us.
it's the, okay, vendor.
They did all that before. And I mean, that might be something that we could, you know, work on and figure out. I'm figuring a lot of this stuff out, but right now, like I said, I know just enough to be dangerous. And I really don't feel comfortable taking the complete responsibility on of maintenance checks and all that myself.
You shouldn't have to.
You know, but I mean, I'm willing to do my part. You know, I go up there and check, but like I said, I go in there and make sure everything's, you know, the meters are reading correctly and stuff like that. I know how to do that, but as far as if it goes down, I know how to take a site down and route it to another site, but that's just from them teaching me how to do that. But I don't know how to know if it's fixing to go down or anything like that yet. So, but you know, they had told us originally with Kenwood, they were supposed to be teaching us how to do a lot of that stuff, and it nobody wanted to take the responsibility to learn how to program or anything like that because the system was not right. And I mean, nobody wanted to take on the responsibility and just be left right in their hands. And I can, you know, as far as a county employee, and I can understand that. But
Okay, do you and Steve feel like y'all confident enough to write a bid document?
you just got volunteer help.
Yeah, we can figure it out. I mean, we'll ask if not, but
Yeah.
I think we just kind of rely on them to give us an idea of their recommendation on how they think it should be serviced. Okay.
Sounds good.
Anybody got any more questions on that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Nathan?
Morning.
Morning.
It's good to be back with you all again. Some of you may have heard that I was sick. I did have the COVID. Thankful to be doing better, and I appreciate everybody's prayers and support while I've been out. And thanks to some folks who helped. And in August, I had a litter report, and because I was sick, I wasn't able to get as much done. But I did want to thank some folks who did help with a couple of dump sites. The Sheriff's Department and Jason actually helped with a site out at Lewisburg, on Lewisburg-Edwards Road, and I appreciate that while I was sick. And then also, we had the road department work on another dump site out at Duncan Ridge, and I appreciate that too. So thank everybody for helping while I was out. We got a little bit done in August. Recycling is for actually 2 months there. If you see that sheet I put out, 18 bales and boxes, and then 1 metal load over those 2 months. So just otherwise, I'm working on a tire day. I was mentioning with the judge and Paul today about that, and the date we have right now I'd like to work on is October 9th. It's a Friday for another tire day, and if that changes, I'll put that word out on to everybody, but right now it seems to be good with everyone, and we'll probably, the judge and I were talking, we'll probably have to reduce it down at least to 10 or 12 tires instead of the normal 15, because we had so many in the spring, we went way over our budget. There is a tire amnesty planned in the spring where we can have unlimited tires as well, so it's not as urgent to take as many tires. So I wanted to mention that. That's the date I'd have. It might be during the Tobacco Festival normally, but since they're not having that, we should be okay. I've gotten several calls on an e-scrap day, but I just don't have the help right now. I could probably get 1 or maybe 2 guys from the company and then Tim and me out at the recycling center, but it's not enough. I think that they're going to be coming out of the woodworks with the electronics. Unfortunately, we wouldn't have the ability to handle it right now with our personnel, unless some of y'all want to volunteer. I'd love to get the judge out there, right, and throw a few 500-pound TVs with me, but might not be in the cards, right? So, but we'll get an e-scrap today as soon as we can. Hopefully inmates, we do miss the inmates very much, and hopefully we can get one as soon as we get those back. And one other thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if y'all need to approve it or not, we have in our budget $30,000 for a used truck for the recycling center. The truck that Tim has, as we mentioned, he actually has 2 he rotates, but neither one is doing really well, and we'd like to get a good used truck. And I don't know if y'all need to approve me to get quotes or work on quotes or not.
Well, you have to get bids.
Bids,
probably.
yeah. So if y'all need to approve that sometime, we'll probably begin working on that process very shortly. So.
You talking about inmates, does it not using them now, with this going on?
That's correct. Yeah, we still don't have access to inmates because they're still in the jail due to the COVID.
Well, what about the jailer? I haven't seen him lately, he don't have it, does he?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, I ain't talking about it, but he used to come up here about every meeting, and he made up, and he gave us a good report. I enjoyed it. And I ain't seen him in 3 months. I mean, maybe he don't have to come. I guess that's their, I don't know what, you know.
I don't think he has to come but every 6 months to give a
I'm just
report.
saying, I have no idea. I have no idea how many people's in the jail, how many's out, we overcrowded, undercrowded, or what?
Well, Phil's got his hands full right now with all that's going on. I'm sure he's just busy. He's had a lot of meetings, and Zoom Zoom meetings and everything else. I'm sure he's very tied up right now.
It might be that if I did read in the paper, one or two, something did have it in jail. It might be that he didn't want to come.
I don't know.
Quit laughing, Jack.
Any other questions? Thank you all.
Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it, bud.
Okay, as far as I know, the jail is full on the county side, you know, as far as, and on the state side, of course, the governor released a few more, and I think that affected us 1 or 2 people on the state side.
Well, he gave us a real good report every time he showed up here.
Yeah, like I say, I imagine he's got his hands full right now.
Okay, Jack, you got anything to, I know we got business later.
That's some problems down there.
Do what?
We talking about that ice thing now, or we?
He's got a thing on the agenda.
I've got something on the agenda, but what I got on the agenda is that Hyder.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay, Paul?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move on then to judges' announcements.
Oh, she did it earlier.
No, we already done it.
Payroll day.
She had checks to write, payroll.
We moved it on account of Dave's payroll day. Okay, information, you should have information in your folder about the county judges and the county magistrates joint conference scheduled for September the 29th through October the 1st. Also, the CACO conference scheduled for October the 28th through October the 30th has been canceled and will be done virtual somewhere between now and the end of the year. They canceled it a couple of weeks ago. And today, if any of you are interested, is Logan County 4-H and FFA Youth Hog Show and Sale. I'm sure they'll be interested in any money they can take in out there today, and it starts, shows at 4:30. They'll have a dinner for the people that want to stay at 6:30, and the sale is supposed to begin at 7 p.m. tonight at the Logan County Agriculture Arena. And last year, there were several hogs out there. Okay, that's all I've got. Is there any announcements that any of y'all got that you want to give? If not, we'll move in, go ahead and move into new business this morning. Is there any reports first, any reports? Okay, we'll go ahead and move into new business. The first one is approve a county committee of 4 poll workers to be paid $12 an hour as needed for the counting process, I guess, on the mail-in votes.
Yeah, and last time I gave the, kind of what I'll call it, the infrastructure of this election report to the court last meeting. I had it on the sheet, but I left it off, and the judge and I talked after the meeting, and I just forgot, I failed to mention it, so just wanted to bring that up. I will need that piece of the puzzle to make this happen, please, on the county committee. 4 people. We'll probably have the board there also, but I'll need the 4 people. The board will be there also. They'll probably get paid also, but just need to get that voted on, please.
I make a motion to approve 4 poll workers, $12 per hour.
And just note, I'll be paying that out of the fund I'll be getting from the state. Judge and I talked about that, so I think it just makes more sense and be easier to audit. So we'll kind of use that on the same fashion, and I'll do the CFA report and all that.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, include that it'll be paid with CARES money.
Yeah.
Jason?
Anybody second?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tyler seconded it. Is there any questions? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Golden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
And just to let the court know, we'll be doing our training for our poll workers next Tuesday. We're going to be doing that out at the Ag Extension Building where they hold the farmers market. I can just spread the chairs out for the ones we're going to be using and utilize that instead of trying to come into the building here. So just let the court know that.
Hey, Scotty, I know you just having to do with the cars you've been dealt with, man. I'll tell you, you're doing a great job organizing all this, so I just want to let you know that.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Scotty. Next item of business is to approve the appointment of Sarah Montgomery to the Logan County Health Board, and that'll just be for the rest of this year, and she'll be replacing Dana Glowed for a term ending 12/31. It'll be this year, not 22. We're just
I got that
20.
from Paula.
And then we'll, if everything goes well, we'll reappoint her at the first of the year for that 2022 term.
She's in your district.
But right now, we're just appointing her to finish out the term of Dana.
All right. I'll make that in a form of a motion unless you want to, Robert Earl, but to appoint Sarah Montgomery to the Logan County Health Board to finish this year.
And I second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Is there any questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to approve a traffic safety grant contract with the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, and basically what this is monitoring the roads on holidays more so than anything in it, Steve. And the amount of the grant is $7,500. You want to speak on this, any?
Yeah, it's kind of it was a last minute thing. What happened was we got cut short on the first mini grant that we applied for. So they took that grant application, and we had spoke about doing a long-term grant with them. So they just took that one, wrote it in, and we got this letter of acceptance saying that they approved us for the 75. But I don't know if the judge mentioned it. Basically, the dates run from October 1st through September 30th of 2021. So the grant wouldn't officially start till October 1st. We're finishing our mini grant up at the end of this month that we got approved earlier in the year. So this is more of a long-term grant, so it's spread out different times. Again, it just allows us to focus on traffic safety solely. Right now, we're just trying to do in-between calls. We don't get to get out on the roads and patrol as much as we are because we're going from one call to the next. So officers come out and, they'll focus, 2 to 4 hours on a certain road and enforce the traffic laws in. So it gives us more time to pinpoint things. So it's great for us, the community, and the officers and everybody as well. So we're pretty proud to be able to get the whole year grant this time.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant.
Approve the contract.
The contract, yeah. Motion to approve the traffic safety grant contract. Second.
Okay, we got a motion and second to approve the traffic safety grant contract with the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to discuss a request from Tourism Committee, and y'all should have it in your folder. This is very, every time, everyone, because of COVID-19, due to the courthouse building being closed, we're unable to open our office to tourists and the general public In fact, our revenue, which mainly comes from local hotel and motel and bed and breakfast tourism tax, has declined more than 50%. We are approaching you to request an extension on the exemption of our office rent until the courthouse reopens to the general public. Please consider our request. We have attached comparison data between 2019 and 2020 that clearly shows that our revenue has declined nearly $10,000 of 08 to 820. Please feel free to contact one of us if you have any questions. Thank you for your consideration of our request.
I mean, I think we should extend it. I mean, I agree that they having a hard time right now due to COVID. They can't help it, and this office is closed, so that hurts some of their things they try to do as well. So you just need us to make a motion to extend that rent-free until this office is that what they, so just
Yeah,
until
they
this
want-
office is reopened to the public?
Till our courthouse reopens to the public.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we extend for the Logan County Tourist and Convention Commission to not have to pay rent for their use of the historic courthouse until the historic courthouse is open to the general public.
Okay, y'all have heard the motion.
Second.
You got a second? Question? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next item of business is the approval of the 2020 Appalachia HIDA subaward agreement.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, Jack, fix and explain it to
Mr.
you.
Jack gonna come explain it.
For the last several years, I've been applying for HIDA. That's a federal designation. It involves drug task forces. What it does is bring federal dollars to our community. Been working a lot with Senator Mitch McConnell's office, Representative Jamie Comer's office, U.S. Attorney Russell Coleman's office. Long story short, our petition is what it's called, was approved this year, where they included Logan and Simpson County as part of Appalachia HIDA, even though we're not really in Appalachia, but we deal with the same problem, and we're part of that group because we're a gateway from drugs from Mexico on up north. They saw that, and they saw how successful our task force is. So what that did, they gave us a designation. There was only 12 or 15 counties in the whole United States this year that got that designation, and our 2 counties got in. I was hoping for one, but both counties got in, which was great. And what that means is federal dollars for my task force, for overtime, and for, there's 3 categories: overtime, P5 money, which is confidential money, which what we use to purchase drugs and get drugs off the street, and a little bit of investigative travel expense. What I need approval for this morning is the overtime is, there's 4 different agencies assigned to my task force. Including in that is the Logan County Sheriff's Office, so, and me, because I'm an employee through the task force. My check goes through Logan County, but is to, I guess, they work on a calendar year, kind of like the Sheriff's Office, from January to December. So they approved us, their calendar year ends in December, but they've included us starting October 1st to receive those funds. And then we'll be doing this all over again come January 1st for all of next year. So I need approval to, I guess, to amend the budget, to add that money in there to the Sheriff's Office budget and to the county budget to cover overtime and equipment that's going to be reimbursed by them. It's not going to cost the county a dime, other than they got to put money up front, and then they get reimbursed through Appalachia HIDA, which is a federal organ. It's Department of Justice.
Basically, I mean, what we're doing today, Jack, is just improving this agreement. The other part, we'll have to do, you know, if we need to transfer.
Right.
Okay?
So that's kind of in the nutshell what it is. It's a good thing. It's money, it's money for a drug task force for our county. So that's what it's for. It's not costing the county taxpayers a dime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We need to approve this agreement, though.
Make a motion to approve the Appalachian Item agreement as presented.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Is there any question? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is approve the Commonwealth of Kentucky Office of Homeland Security contract. And basically, this is something we've been waiting on at the Sheriff's Department for about 6 months now, where Steve and the Sheriff's Department were awarded these dollars to buy a bulletproof vest. And we never received this contract. I think we got the grant approval in March.
We finally got it.
And we finally got this contract from the Office of Homeland Security, which was actually due back a few days ago, but we do need to approve the contract here in court. And what this allow him to do is buy, I think, 20 or 21 bulletproof vests.
I'll make a motion to approve the Homeland Security contract to purchase the plan list. Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. And again, court approved putting it out, writing that grant and putting it through, so this is just the contract where we can go ahead and purchase and then get reimbursed. Okay, and it's in the budget. Any other questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, we got knowledge and the North Logan Conservation and South Logan Conservation District, the Mud River Watershed, and the Big Muddy. And y'all should have them in front of you. There's no changes in any of them, but we probably need to do them one at a time. The only thing different is the Conservation District, they've got them on the same piece of paper here at .015, and that's the same as it's been for several years.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the North Logan Conservation and Soil Conservation tax rate.
Second.
Okay, got a motion on North and South Logan both. What you talking about?
Well, you said doing one at a time. Oh, okay, yeah, North and South Logan, yeah.
Second.
Okay, is there any questions? We had a motion and a second. Okay, if there's not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next one is Mud River Watershed. And it's still the same rate too.
I'll make a motion to approve the property tax rate request 2020 for Mud River Watershed, staying the same at .0135.
You should use the word acknowledge, I guess.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Next year you have to approve them.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting ahead of myself, ain't I?
That's next year. I'll say.
Okay, got a motion and second by Barry. Is there any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Hope next year when we approve them, we got more than just a sheet of paper that says what the rate is. Have some more information on what we're approving.
Okay, now we got, Big Muddy Creek watershed. And this affects a few people in Logan County. It's not, don't affect as many. This watershed district is set up in Muhlenberg and Butler County too. Same rate as last year. That, they got 10.0, but I don't believe that's exactly right, but that's the way it was turned in last year.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll make a motion, we acknowledge the Big Muddy Creek Watershed Conservation District tax rate. And I think you're right, I think it's supposed to be .01 or something like that, but put that in the form of a acknowledgement.
Second.
Okay, got a motion by Barry and second by Tyler. Any questions? Okay, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper, Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is acknowledge of the 2020 tax rate for all countywide taxing districts excluding school districts.
Make a motion to, that we acknowledge 2020 year tax rates for all countywide taxing districts excluding school districts.
Second.
Okay, got a motion by Tyler, second by Jack, to approve countywide taxing district tax rates for this year. Question? Okay, not hearing none, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper, Kyle, Bolden, Chick,
Yes. Okay, post agenda.
Judge, I want to put place a road hearing for the Flint Ridge Road in South.
Okay, they, what Jack's talking about, we've had a
Off the
request,
county.
yeah, we've had a request because there's one house on that, farm road and, it's a gravel road. We've had a request to remove it from the county system. Just one house on it. And, basically, we both explained to them that, you know, what it would take to ever get it put back on the county, and they still want it removed. It's just a single lane gravel road off of Boers Road.
From what I understand, there were at one time other houses, homes on that road.
Yeah.
But not now. So, they want to take it off.
So Jack's requesting a road hearing to remove Flint Ridge Road.
Yes,
And I think, what is it, how many feet is it?
1100 and something. 1100 plus.
Is this a paved road?
We haven't done anything to it for years, I don't want anything done to it.
Basically, a private drive now.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it wasn't paved. I'm a little leery to take paved roads off the county system. Second, is that you need a motion on that?
Yeah.
Okay, I second the motion.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, does everybody understand?
You said it's
I
off the
think it-
Boers Road? Off the Boers Road?
I think there's a road, if Paul's on the phone right now, but they requested a few years ago that nothing be done to it because it got down to one house. Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, any other post agenda?
So we were talking about the taxing districts and stuff, and for the new people on the court, this has been an unusual year. So I thought I would just give a couple minutes so that y'all be up to date on what the tax rates do. So Logan County has 26 taxing districts that we deal with. And so as 2020 has gone along with COVID, there's been a lot of hurdles that everybody's had to go through. And I just want to, myself and the sheriff and the PBA, you know, the PBA starts the process with her assessments, has to be approved by Revenue in Frankfurt, then they come to us, and then we start building the tax rates, getting the tax rates from the different districts. So I just wanted to thank everybody, the PBA, for all her hard work and her staff to make things happen. For my staff that made it happen, and then for the sheriff. We were one of the first, last Thursday, we got our proofs. We were the first county out of 65 that actually got our rates to the tax people for printing. So we have our samples in the office now. That's what I'm fixing to go to. So just to let the court know, we will be printing our bills on target for collection. The sheriff has sent out a request date of September the 28th. That's when the bills will be mailed out to the public. So I just wanted you guys to know that. On this infrastructure for the election, I also wanted to thank you guys. It takes a lot of moving parts to make this stuff happen under the situation. So I appreciate all y'all's help for all the extra costs that may have come in that we didn't bank on, but I always thank y'all's help.
Thank you, Scotty.
Thank you, Scotty.
Make a motion with it.
I'll second that motion, Robert Earl.
We got a motion to adjourn and a second by Tyler. Being no questions, let's have the roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,